Take your podcast to the next level with Media 22. From top-tier equipment to custom sets and a dedicated producer, we'll make you sound like a pro. We specialize in audio and video podcasts, video editing, content distribution, and live streaming for creators and businesses. Visit media22llc.com today for your free consultation. Media 22, where excellence meets creativity. Get ready to shine at the Dream Big Gala, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County's signature event on Friday, July 25th at the Madison Marriott West. This year's theme is Gilded Glamour, a dazzling night of refined beauty, golden elegance, and powerful purpose. Celebrate the brilliance of mentorship and help unlock the incredible potential in every young person we serve. For tickets and event details, visit bbbsmadison.org because mentorship is golden. You are listening to the Big Difference Podcast, a podcast about empowering youth and strengthening communities through the transformative power of mentorship. I'm your host, Tracy Anderson, Community Partnerships Manager at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. And in this episode, we're diving into the Dream Big Gala, our biggest fundraiser of the year, and we want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at why this event is so important to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. Now, fundraising events like the Gala aren't just celebrations, they're essential. In fact, they make up about 30% of our annual budget. Individual donations account for another 25%, and grants make up about 35%. So every bit of support plays a vital role in helping us keep all of our programs completely free for our matches, parents, and littles. The Dream Big Gala has grown tremendously over the years. Today, we welcome over 600 guests and feature more than 200 silent auction items. It's truly an incredible evening. So if you're looking to celebrate, connect, and support a great cause, I really believe this is the place to be. So in this episode, we will feature a conversation highlighting different perspectives and experiences tied to the Dream Big Gala. So we are so excited to have in studio today some amazing guests. First, I want to introduce Lindsay, Gala committee member and a proud parent of 2 children in our site-based program. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. And then we have Brandon Taylor, our on-air personality from WKOW ABC 27. He is returning MC for a second year in a row. Brandon, how are you?
Excited to be here. Excited to talk about the Gala. It's one of my favorite events. So.
Yes. Thank you for hosting. We really appreciate it. You're awesome. And then we've got Ireland Baumberger, our fund development coordinator who oversees auction solicitation and manages all the donations. Hey, Ireland.
Hi, thank you for having me back.
Yes. And then Ireland was nice enough to set up a golden, because we are going to get into a golden theme of mentorship, golden snacks today.
Oh, yes. I mean, I love a good theme, so I thought, why not?
And I love a good snack, so.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, together we're going to share insights on the event's impact, behind-the-scenes stories, and what makes the Gala such a meaningful and powerful night for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So whether you've been a part of the Gala for years or you're just learning about it now, we hope this episode gives you a genuine glimpse into the heart, the people, and the purpose that makes this event so special. All right, so let's have some fun today. I want to kick this off with some fun questions just to get us all warmed up. So anyone feel free to jump in. First of all, what is your favorite part of the Dream Big Gala?
I'll go first. Yeah, okay. I think for me, last year was my first year, so I'm kind of like the newbie, I guess. Yeah. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was walking into. I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to host different community events. So I didn't know what I was walking into. And then I walked in and it was like a party. I remember walking in and there was somebody on stilts and I was like, oh, this is going to be a different, this is going to be a different type of night. And for me, it was just a sense of community. I'm also a big, and so we're coming up on our 1 year. And so for me, it was a sense of being able to connect with other people and hear stories and know, okay, this is the beginning of my journey. I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Nice. Very good. What about you, Lindsay? What keeps you coming back? What is your favorite part of the Dream Big Gala?
Yeah, it's funny because I joined the committee before ever going to a gala, actually. So it's interesting you said a party, because when I first joined, it was like, oh, we're going to get together and try to plan this big party for over 600 people. Yeah. Okay, I can do that. That sounds great. And so I felt the same way. First, actually, I got into a breakfast and I was just in tears at how meaningful the program was. And I said, I want to be part of this. And I was kind of navigating how to do so and looking at other opportunities. opportunities. And I have children myself, so being a big wasn't in spaciousness for me to do so at the time. And I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself, but able to give back in a way that could use those coordination of big groups of people, techniques, and collaborating with other people to do so. So I came into the gala without knowing, what the party was going to be like. And it was the first one that I was part of was in 2019, which was prior to COVID. So it was really nice to be back this year and last year where we had originally started, I suppose.
Yeah. And what about you, Ireland? What do you think?
Well, this is my second gala this year, so Brandon, you're not alone.
Okay, good.
But so last year I started as an intern, and then to be able to come back this year and kind of have a better footing of everything, a better understanding of what the gala will be. My favorite part has to be seeing our community get to interact with the matches. So not only is it a bunch of our supporters and sponsors, we also have matches there and people who have been in the program, and it's just really beautiful to see everyone come together.
That is such a good point. I think people love like the high five hallway that we do.
Yes.
And you're right. I think the community, I always say like because I do sponsorships and try to get people to sponsor the gala and our other fundraising events. If you want to network, if you want to connect with the community, come to this event because it's over 600 people. I think that's one of their favorite things is to see the actual matches. All right, let's get to something that I think is really important. Do you have a go-to gala outfit? I personally get stressed, okay? There are so many events in Madison, and I don't know what to wear, and I don't know where to find it, and I'm usually waiting till the last minute. I want to hear what you all think. What do you do? What's your go-to outfit?
I wear the same black tux every time. But no, this year I'm going to try to match the theme, know? So I'm going to try to go with something gold. I don't know if it's going to be a shiny gold jacket, maybe a shiny bow tie. But yeah, I'm thankful. I wear the same suit. So it's easy for me. Okay. The ladies have it a lot harder.
What do you think, Lindsay? It's hard.
Yeah.
Do you have a method to the madness or?
I've been organizing clothing swaps for many, many years.
Okay.
And it's interesting you say gold because I do have a special gold dress that was meant for a speech I had to give. And it was also part of a wedding and all of these connections with that particular dress. So maybe I'll wear that.
All right. And what about you, Ireland?
Well, last year I did try to match the theme. We had Alice in Wonderland last year, so I had some purples and blues. But yes, this year I really want to get a gold dress. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. This happens every time because, Madison has tons of events. Tons. And you don't want to be seen in the same thing. And then you don't know if it's going to fit. And I know some people who rent their outfits.
Yeah. And you don't know what the weather's going to be like.
You don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's rough. Okay, so any funny moments from past galas that you guys remember that you'd want to share?
I don't know if it's necessarily funny, but, one of the things about being the MC is you're always supposed to keep the night moving.
Yes.
And I remember last year there was this great event where we had some of the students come up on stage and they were holding up like how much money we raised, but there was a time difference of when we needed to count the money and we were on stage. And for some reason, I guess, because last year everybody was talking about Taylor Swift, I broke out singing Taylor Swift. Didn't know the words, but I just remember like these two little girls beside me were just like, "You're doing great," and they started singing with me. And the next thing I know, like I was performing my own concert. So that's probably one of my best memories from last year. I was like, this is just going to be fun. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I love that, and I can't wait to like get to you and talk to you more about like being an MC because I'm fascinated with how you can just not freak out when certain things happen.
Oh, I do freak out, but
but you don't see it. You don't see it. So if you could invite one celebrity guest to the gala, who would it be and why? I really want to know this too because maybe we'll try to invite them for future galas.
Well, I think you probably know what my answer is going to be. Yes. But so for some background, this weekend we were just sent a picture of our CEO and development director, Sandy and Bethany, with Jordan Love. And not only were we super jealous, but we're like, he has to come to one of our galas. I just think, who's better than an NFL player?
It's kind of funny because the first episode that we recorded of this podcast, we had Sandy on and then a former who's now become a board member. Wow. We were manifesting, I don't know if you remember this, Ireland, but we were saying, Jordan Love, if you're out there, because at the time we were looking for an NFL player for our big draft campaign. And we're like, Jordan, if you hear us, we'd love to have you at our gala. So who knows?
I mean, that's kind of crazy that they just met him. So,
And I think last year, if I remember correctly, the night of the gala is when he signed his contract.
yes. And you
And
announced
I announced it there, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got this multi-million-dollar.
That's right.
So yeah, we need to invite him.
Yeah. We
We
need to.
We got to put that out.
Yeah. So, Jordan, if you hear us, again, come to the gala. And then also, is there anything that excites you most about the gala? Like, you've done it for a few years now. You've been around for a long time, Lindsay. When you know it's coming up, because you know it's coming up every year, it's coming up every July, is there anything that excites you when you know that it's coming?
I think of it like planning a trip. Like, because we're
yeah.
part of all the preparation, there's
Yep.
this ebb and flow of how it goes, right? We talk in the beginning, we have all these ideas, we compare what's going on from last year, how could we improve next year, and get everyone's feedback. And then it kind of, when all the info and data is gathered, then it comes to fruition. And then it's like this moment, which is not very long. You know, it's kind of like anything. But for me, a lot of it's the preparation time and the connection with the people on the committee. And then the relationships I've built with some people that have donated over the years. And so that's been really nice as well to stay connected with them and donate myself. And so I think it's not just the gala itself. There's a lot that goes into the preparation and planning. So if someone comes to it, they can see like, wow, this is really great, and maybe not know the ins and outs, just like anything in life, of what that took to be part of it. But I think they can come away with like, ooh, how could I get? I think that's the goal, right? Like, I got a little taste of something, and I would like to be part of something bigger. So
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon?
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. You know, last year I remember leaving feeling like I can do this. We can conquer this. Like, we're going to build a relationship. That in my mind, I know we're supposed to be committed and matched for a year, but I'm thinking long game. Like, we're going to be together for several years.
Yeah.
So to be able to see people who have lived that and who have walked that path, it was really comforting and exciting too.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think the excitement is like all the hard work that goes into it, right? And seeing it happen. Because sometimes you just don't know. I mean, we start planning and talking in January about the gala. And so just all the hard work and seeing it, like, because sometimes during the planning, you're just like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen? Is this going to work out? And then just to see a whole room filled like that and that everybody's having a great time, and it's awesome to see things come together.
And it's one of the best events in Madison in terms of like preparation, and how you prepare for it. And even as like the MC and stuff, the notes that are sent to me and the Zoom meetings that we had last year, I was like, oh, okay, we got this. We're prepared.
Yeah, we try to stay prepared. So this year's theme is Gilded Glamour, and I'm kind of being careful about saying theme because, you know, this isn't really a specific theme we're doing this year. The past few years have been, but this year it's really about gilded glamour, celebrating the brilliance of mentorship through a lens of refined beauty and opulence. So it's really all about glitter, glamour, and giving. Celebration that mentorship is golden, and it's about honoring the golden potential within every young person that we serve. So Lindsay, I want to start with you as the Gala committee member. I was surprised as I was preparing for this podcast interview, learning that you've been on the committee for 6-7 years. I had no idea. That is amazing. It is so impressive. So that's a long time to stay involved. What has kept you on the committee for so long?
So it's funny. My first thought when I was at that breakfast, when I was deciding how to get involved and deciding if I'd be a big or be on the committee, was my kids need this. And that was a long time ago, before this all came to fruition that it's in their school. And now, like 5 years later, I'm at the gala 2 years ago, and I'm reading the paper saying, oh, these are the school kids programs, and they're specifically the grades of my children and at their schools. I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, what a gift. And so to answer your question, coming back, so I think, you know, life has a lot of change in it, and it evolves and ebbs and flows. And this has been a really big constant in my life, and a group that I've consistently felt really good about being part of. And you really said something great and put it into words is, it is clear, it is organized, and they are prepared. And I don't get to see it from your end, where it's like the people that are involved get to see what the work has gone into it, and how easy it can be to be part of something that just flows so nicely. So hats off to you all that are, you know, really making all of that happen. So I think that I did see something that's sometimes hard to put into words, that the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters is like the deeper core of something that was actually said in a different podcast by the mayor about that, like the kids are the future of our community. And so I don't think in this like adult focused world there's enough focus on kids. And we were talking, a little earlier about, the bigger picture of what happens to these kids that get the mentoring. And I think you asked a question earlier about my favorite part of the gala, and it's really the bigs and the littles. And we all think, oh, it's going to impact the littles' life. Well, who gets up there and says, it's the big that's getting
So
impacted
true.
just as much.
So true.
So it's really a two-way relationship that's going back and forth between, a mentor, but really who's mentoring who in the process, and they're all changing. So consistency, I mean, it was really, I guess when I don't have a lot of words, that means it's just a really great thing to be part of.
Oh, and we're so happy to have you.
Thanks.
And as a parent of kids in the program, what does this event mean to you personally?
I think as a parent, we think, we have to be the be-all, do-all, end-all for our children. But really, as my neighbor across the street said to me the other day, as a former teacher and parent herself, she said, you're just the facilitator of their life. And I think what you learn as your kids get older is that your job is to facilitate their growth by giving them resources and people they can talk to. And it may not be only you. So is that teachers, coaches, friends, mentors, is another person they can share things with that they might tell different things than they're telling you. And I really, truly believe that is the way that you can help support their growth, because they're going to keep finding people throughout their whole life that are going to support them. And we all know it takes a village.
It does take a village, and I think you make a great point. Of course, it's awesome to have a mentor in the program, but you don't have to necessarily be in the program. It's important to have a mentor. And that could be a teacher, that could be a coach, like you said. I mean, it could be someone in your life that just, obviously we look for long term, but even when you do have that time that you've met somebody that maybe it could have been a short period of time, but they kind of like changed the direction or showed you something that maybe you haven't seen, and as a child it's just so important. I think we can all think of someone like that in our lives.
Interested in becoming a big, joining an event, or supporting youth in your community? Visit bbbsmadison.org for Dane County or bbbs.org for nationwide opportunities. We'd love to connect with you.
What's it like being a part of the team that makes the magic happen? I mean, as you said, you really like how organized the gala is, and what's it like being behind the scenes and kind of making the magic happen?
It's really interesting to hear everyone's perspective in the group, because every year the gala, some people stay the same and some changes and evolves, and some have been to galas and some have not. So to answer your question, I really think that it is not necessarily the physical doing of the setting up of the tables, which is what I thought I was getting into. It's really the coordination of the bigger picture. So it's really this orchestration of how do we want this to impact people, and what do we want them to go away with, and not just like, how do we organize the tables? That's really important too. But I think it's really this like zooming out of this whole experience and what do we want to get out of it that keeps me coming back.
Oh, well, good. And for anyone who's considering joining a committee, what would you say to encourage them to take that next step?
Just try, or just come to one meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not strenuous and they don't ask a lot of you.
Right, yeah. That's another great point. I think a lot of people think when they get on a committee or a board or something that it's going to take up their whole life, and that's not what it's meant to do at all. It's not like that. It's really, meeting maybe once a month, once every other month, brainstorming ideas. A lot of times people on the outside can come in with great ideas. We're all looking at the same things and all talking about the same things. It's wonderful to hear other people's perspectives. So, all right, Brandon, I want to talk to you.
Hot seat, okay.
Yes, I am so excited, by the way, that you are available for this.
Yes.
Because I know how busy you are.
Well,
yes. So you're back a second year as an MC. What keeps you coming back? And you're a big now. What's going on with that? It's been a year, right?
yeah, it's been a year since I got paired with my little Marion. And I think for me, this all started, we had Sandy on our show. I'm a local news anchor at the ABC affiliate. And Sandy was doing an interview with not even me. She was talking to somebody else, and I would happen to just be watching the monitor. And she was saying that there was a need for bigs. And I had been looking for ways to get involved in the community. I had just moved back a few years ago and just felt like an urging and a calling and a nudge. And so I reached out. Took me a while to fill out the paperwork and to do all of that, but it has been one of the best things for me in the sense that being able to watch Marion and the different things and watch him enjoy and experience different things together has been great. So for me, I'm just excited to be asked back. Last year, I didn't know what I was getting myself into and was a little nervous, but quickly felt at home. So when reached out again, I was like, of course, I'm going to put it on the calendar.
Yeah, we saw you. I don't know if it was a United Way event or something. And we just thought you were so great. And we were like, we should ask if he'll MC.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we could ask him to be a big.
Yeah.
And it just all worked out. So how do you prepare to host such a big night? Any pre-gala rituals? This really interests me because it's nerve-wracking to like MC something and host something, but you always seem so calm. So what do you do to prepare?
Well, I wish I had something better to say than I just show up. No, really, I try to understand whatever program I'm a part of or emceeing to understand what the purpose is and to make sure, A, that it aligns with what I'm interested in, because you can always tell when someone's enjoying what they're doing. And as an MC for an event like this, I feel like you're kind of like the train conductor. You're kind of making sure that everything is moving and that people are enjoying the evening.
Yeah.
So for me, it just comes naturally, and especially since it's an organization that I love and I feel so connected to. So excited to be a part of it, yeah.
Do you get nervous?
I do get nervous, but I get nervous every day. But I think that's good to have butterflies,
Yeah.
right? But I've also learned that everybody makes mistakes. So even if I stumble, even if I mess up, we're going to laugh through it and just keep going, you know? And most of the times, the people in the audience, they don't even know you messed up, so.
That's true. Only you know.
Exactly.
So you must feel like that. That's a good point, too, like being on the news. I mean, you must feel nervous every time you go on.
Yeah.
So do you do anything to calm yourself down? Or you're just probably used to it because you've been doing it for such a long time?
Well, I always try to like reread the material. You know, this is an organization, like I said before, that's so prepared. Like I remember last year there was like scripts upon scripts upon scripts and everything was highlighted, told me even when to like get on stage. And so trying to at least go through those notes so at least I'm comfortable and can understand kind of the flow. But being flexible, I think, is most important too as well, because the night is going to unfold as the night is going to unfold, and you just have to go with the flow.
That's true. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but have you ever had a moment on stage where you had to improvise? I know that you had mentioned like the Taylor Swift thing. Yeah. But I'm sure you MC at a lot of events. So does anything come to mind that happened?
I mean, there have been times when we've done events where like the prompter will go out. Or, you know, the mics don't work, or there's like an audio issue. But again, you've got to be flexible and be prepared for a sense of what things are coming. This year, I'm gonna have some dad jokes in my back pocket. So if there is a time where, you know, we need to keep it moving, you know, I'm gonna be prepared now.
Oh,
now I know. So I'm gonna have some material for us this year.
I love it. All right. What's your favorite part of being the voice of the evening? Because you do have a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Just to be able to support an event and to support an organization that means so much. So for me, it's an honor and it's a privilege. And I just hope that I'm doing well by the community and doing well for my little Marion, because he gets so excited. Anytime I'm like, oh, well, I'm doing this, or, hey, I'm talking about us doing this, he just brightens up. So it's just, I want to do right by him.
Yeah. I remember hearing a story, and I don't know like all the specific details, but when he first got matched and the parents found out it was you, they were like, oh my gosh, Brandon Taylor, he's on the news.
His grandmother is a big fan, which is great. But even now with Marion, like he'll watch the news and he'll like, when I pick him up, he'll comment on something, and I've already forgotten because, you know, it was a few weeks ago, and he'll say something, and I'm like, have you been watching the news? And he was like, yeah, you know, I saw you last night. And I was like, oh, that is so awesome.
That's awesome.
You know, so I think it's good. And even for him, like one day I was like, hey, what do you want to do for our next outing? And he was like, I just want to see where you work. Can I just go to your job? So I took the day off. We went to work on my day off, and we just watched a newscast, and I let him sit on the desk and kind of see what I do. And he was just like, thank you for doing that. You know, and it's situations like that, just exposing him to, I think it's pretty cool. That's
what I love about mentorship that almost makes me like want to cry, is that you are exposing him to something that he might not have ever even thought of.
Yeah.
And, you know, who knows, he might get into it one day because of you.
I hope so. We need some good journalists.
Yes. So if you could add a surprise twist to the program, besides having your dad jokes, of course, in your pocket, what would it be?
Maybe guest appearances from Jordan Love, a celebrity appearance. Maybe a celebrity performance. I mean, but I think the event runs great as it is. So, anything else would be a cherry on top, you know?
This also brings to mind a question that I want to ask everybody too. Like, do you think when you go to a lot of these fundraising events, is it essential to have like a celebrity or like an athlete at some of these events? Do you think it adds something to it, or what do you all think?
We have talked a lot about involving the community or having like the band or like local celebrities or encourage like kids. And so I think that it doesn't need to be something unreachable, because really we just talked about like trying something new that you didn't get experience for before and what mentorship really means. And so I think the word that comes up for me is accessibility. So it's like, hey, you're on the gymnastics team. Let's go see you get up on stage and do some flips here. Or, what is the thing that these kids are really working on, and how can we showcase them and encourage them and get them comfortable maybe being on a stage if they haven't done that before. So I don't think it necessarily has to be someone famous. It could be more someone that they look up to and aspire to be like. And then the real question is why? What is that person doing that inspires me to want to be like them?
Yeah.
I love that answer because we do talk a lot about community. So just being able to showcase the different people in our community, and whether it's, a local performer, or like last year we had people on stilts and we're doing circus tricks. I mean, it's exciting, and maybe even it's the kids in our program. So yes, I love that you said that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, just speaking in terms of Madison, I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but I think it's a big deal here when people want to see local. Like you see your local youth, what they're doing, and like even seeing maybe a little in the program that's singing. People would want to see that because, wow, look at what they're doing, with their skills and their talent. So, but of course, the celebrity always adds a little flavor. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I really want Jordan Love at the Gala, but we're going to be happy anyway it goes. So, Ireland, let's get to you. You are our fund development coordinator. I always say, like, she's the right hand to all of us. I really believe that. She was an intern last year, and we loved her so much. We threw her in, and she's decided to stay on with us, and she's been amazing to work with. It's a lot. A nonprofit is a lot. So, and you've handled it all very well. And the auction is just massive. We have over 200 auction items, and you help coordinate it all. So what's the most creative or unexpected auction item you have secured?
Well, first, thank you. And I'm glad I got to stay working with you guys because it's been amazing. I'm so excited for the second gala. Yes, so this year we haven't gotten anything unexpected or crazy yet, but last year I did really love the Louboutins that we got.
Oh.
That was very exciting.
I don't think I saw that.
Well, that's too bad. They might have been your size. They were a little too small for me, so I didn't get to bid on them or anything. But I know people really liked seeing those in the auction. And, I mean, it was kind of cool.
Keep me in mind if you see something like that this year, because I don't know how I missed that.
Give me a heads up.
Okay. Any funny or memorable moments while asking a business for donations?
I don't think there's been anything funny, but something very memorable is just seeing all of the people that we reach out to step up and being able to donate something. It's just really wonderful. I mean, bringing up community again, like obviously in Madison, it's a lot of supporting local, but it's all these businesses you wouldn't even think about that would want to donate to and support us, but they want to, and it's wonderful to see that. And also not even just in our Madison community, but we do reach out to a couple of bigger cities near us, so the Twin Cities, Milwaukee, Chicago, to try to get items that maybe it can be like, a little getaway. And they've just been amazing. I mean, we sent out the solicitation, and then it was just a few days later and we are already getting items. So it was just really awesome to see that.
Yeah. And we've gotten creative, which kind of goes into my next question. If someone wanted to donate but wasn't sure what to give, what's your go-to suggestion? I like this question because I know people ask me all the time. I'm out talking about all of our events, and they're like, well, what should I donate? And so I usually just say, well, donate, whatever you want, but is there something I should be specifically saying?
Well, we do take anything and everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we'll just tell people, it could be an experience, a gift card if you want to keep it simple, because then the people that bid on it can choose what they want. It could be your best-selling item, or maybe it's an item that doesn't sell well, and we can pair it with something to make it a really exciting basket. Like, it really can be anything. The more creative, the better, because you never know what people are going to be wanting. I mean, I'll give one of the items this year we're going to have will be a horse grooming experience. So, I mean, it can be really like stuff you wouldn't even think about, but that would be someone's dream right there. So, a lot of exciting things.
Yeah, I mean, like, people can get creative. You can go in your basement, right? And
Oh,
find
yes.
something and say, during the hunt, that's what we found. Like, that was a hunt mission. We have a countywide scavenger hunt that we do every year, which is super fun for 3 weeks. And that was one of the missions. Like, donate an auction item. And people were coming up with all these different items.
Yes, it could be something, maybe you were given something as a gift, you never used it. Don't worry, we won't tell whoever gave it. Or maybe it's something, you used once and it's just like you can clean out your
Yeah.
basement and give us stuff. We'll fix it up and
Yep.
make it into an awesome
We sure
basket.
will. And I think what is good to remember too is what one person might like, what one person might think is not great, someone else is going to love.
Yeah.
Like I remember a painting that we had one year and I was like, I don't like that. And my mom loved it,
Yeah.
So you just never know.
I think it ended up there's a bidding war for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
You don't. So what's the secret to building a great gala auction lineup? And I'm sure there are going to be people listening to this podcast that really want to know this. Is there like a secret to, 200 auction items is amazing.
Yes, I would say the biggest secret is quite simple, actually. It's just variety. So you want to have something for every single person there. You even want to cater to the children that might be in attendance as well, because even though they may not be able to bid on their phones, their parents can. So, I mean, you want just a wide variety of all different things. And that's why I say, like, we take anything and everything because we just want to appeal to everyone there so everyone can feel like there's something special that they can bid on. And yeah, maybe they have to engage in a bidding war for it, but hopefully at the end of the night, they can go home with something that's very special to them.
I love that. And I like that we have these things available on the app. So before, even a few days before the gala. So people
Yeah.
can bid or like sometimes you can't be there just because you
Mhm.
might be on vacation or have some other plans, but you really want some stuff and you can bid it wherever you are.
Yes, it makes it so easy to have it on your phone, and that's why we try to have it ready that like week before the gala, so everyone you can kind of scope out the items. But yeah, and then it also will alert you if people are outbidding you. So if there's something you really want, you can be like, okay, like they just told
Right.
me someone outbidded me. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's really nice to have everything online.
Yeah, it is. All right. I have one last question for everyone. When you think about the Dream Big Gala, what's one word or feeling that comes to mind and why?
I would have to say rewarding. Especially from our perspective, working for the agency, just to see everything come to fruition, it's all worth it. Like you said, we start working on this in January. Honestly, it might even be earlier than that. It's honestly the week after the previous gala, we start taking feedback and spinning ideas. So it's wonderful. And all we want to do is highlight the children in our program and be able to support them. So when we see that our silent auction went really well or the live auction, it's just all is support for our program. And that's what's really wonderful and makes it so rewarding.
All right, I had a lot of two-word answers here. That's why I gave the peace sign. um, it was life-changing, but I think I'm going to use the word igniting. So it would be nice if it's like a match. I picture like a match lighting off of your torso. Is like you light a match to ignite something inside of you that would inspire action to participate. Saying like, I didn't want to just be a passerby in this event. I want to do something about this. So. Action invoking, igniting. What did I use? Fire starting.
I love it.
Which is so funny you said that, is because the word that I thought was like inspired. I remember just leaving last year feeling inspired and just feeling like, now I know more about what I'm involved in. And hoping that that catches and I can inspire other people and inviting other people in the community that I know to say, hey, this is an organization that I'm a part of. I think you might be good for this, and then explaining to them what it is. So yeah, inspired.
Very nice. And I think all of that describes what we want to do for the gala every year, right? So I want to thank you all for being here and sharing and for everything that you do to make the gala such a powerful and inspiring event. I mean, each and every one of you really contribute, and we can't say thank you enough. And to our listeners, we hope this gave you a deeper look into why the Dream Big Gala matters so much to our mission and our community. I hope you guys all have fun here today. Did you?
It was a blast.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it was such a pleasure to hear from Lindsay Rogers, dedicated Gala Committee member, Brandon Taylor, WKOW ABC 27 anchor, and our fantastic Gala host for the past 2 years,
and Ireland Baumberger, our fund development coordinator, who oversees auction solicitation and manages all event donations. If you're interested in attending, sponsoring, or getting involved, there's still time. We'd love to have you join us on July 25th at the Madison Marriott West. To learn more, you can visit our website at bbbsmadison.org. Thank you for listening to the Big Difference Podcast, a podcast about empowering youth and strengthening communities through the transformative power of mentorship. I'm your host, Tracy Anderson, Community Partnerships Manager at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. Until next time, keep dreaming. Get ready to shine at the Dream Big Gala, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County's signature event on Friday, July 25th at the Madison Marriott West. This year's theme is Gilded Glamour, a dazzling night of refined beauty, golden elegance, and powerful purpose. Celebrate the brilliance of mentorship and help unlock the incredible potential in every young person we serve. For tickets and event details, visit bbbsmadison.org because mentorship is golden. Take your podcast to the next level with Media 22. From top-tier equipment to custom sets and a dedicated producer, we'll make you sound like a pro. We specialize in audio and video podcasts, video editing, content distribution, and live streaming for creators and businesses. Visit Media22LLC.com today for your free consultation. Media 22, where excellence meets creativity.